Genetically Modified Skeptic and I, Drew, are good friends, real good friends, but we do have some disagreements. He and I think, disagree on AI and its effect on society, and he did this video called Why AI is Becoming a Religion. It's Not Psychosis. It's gotten a lot of attention. It was on the AI Dangers subreddit recently, so I wanted to kind of just listen through a little bit. Let's see what he said.
Who are skeptical of so-called AI companies like to point out that this technology isn't actually all that new or revolutionary. Well, if you make it to the end of this video, I think you'll be convinced that AI religion is nothing new either.
I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it to the end because it's pretty long, but we'll see.
There's a live event announcement at the end of this video, so go to the timestamp on screen for more info. Enchantment of the mundane. Let's talk about these videos where people talk to ChatGPT about God,
Uh-oh, I did that.
religion, and philosophy. Not the ones where they actually claim it's divine or something, just the interviewing ChatGPT ones. A common theme here is that ChatGPT's answers are shocking and profound, that the viewer needs to take this insight seriously because it's
That is pretty common with people. That's not what I got from it. I just tried to debate it and asked it to roleplay as a Jehovah's Witness. That's on my main channel, by the way, if you want to see it.
I'm really liking this thumbnail from that guy there. I like the picture on the right.
Yeah, it's good.
coming from a so-called AI. Of course, this framing makes for a more popular video, which is probably its whole reason for being, but it has another inevitable effect. It paints the large language model as something other than what it really is. This is a genuine personal intelligence capable of making human levels of thought and relationships, it suggests. Not only that, this intelligence is a machine. Machines are rational. Calculators don't make mistakes. Computers don't have biases. When I ask ChatGPT to use logic or present evidence, it does so with the cold, superior rationality of a machine.
Not necessarily. ChatGPT is programmed to respond the way that it is. They have to intentionally set out to fine-tune it in such a way that its responses are logical and rational and honest and fact-based. There are a lot of AIs out there that are not fact-based or whatever. Just look at Grok. Literally called itself Mecha Hitler. The AI is it's a mirror of its creators.
What's left out here is that LLMs do not construct lines of logic or evidence in the way that a calculator tallies a string of numbers.
Built into it, a read-only memory that knows the multiply tables. It knows that 7 times 2 is 14. This thing knows that 1 times 7 is 7.
They don't really work much like a calculator or a human brain at all. An LLM trains on a bunch of content written or produced by human beings. Then, in response to prompts, it strings words together based on the probability that those words are used together as informed by its training data.
Yep, that's true.
So LLMs say things that aren't true all the time. They're not facts and logic machines. They're talking machines.
Yep, they're word predictors, fancy word predictors. I mean, real fancy word predictors. I mean, not as simple as your little thing on your iPhone above your keyboard that gives you the next word. It's way more complex than that. But at its most basic, that's true. That's what it is. And people misunderstand that a lot.
Some of these interviewing AI videos do deliberately point all this out, but most of them don't, and the most popular ones almost universally don't. This content then propagates the idea that ChatGPT is a source of genuine spiritual insight.
After 14 years of being happily married and having 3 children, Kate Tanner is now petrified her husband's spiritual relationship with a chatbot will destroy her marriage.
It changed how it talked.
I work with AI a lot in programming. I was a programmer before YouTube, and I do it casually today, but not even really casually. I do like professional full projects, and I've integrated AI into my whole workflow, like pipelines that I use to generate all kinds of different things. Specifically, writing YouTube metadata is very, very complicated and involves a lot of factors. Front-loading keywords, and you get a multiplier effect if you use the same keywords in the title, the tag, and the description. You have to put like hashtags at the end of the description and all kinds of different things like that. But I wrote this. I have a local AI model that I connect to, and I give it the transcript of the video that I've created, and it generates like examples of things that I can pick from to try to get the best performing metadata. That's one of the projects I work on. Very, very complicated. And I have these local AI models that are like 60 gigs. They're gigantic, like ChatGPT quality local AI models that will work with the internet unplugged, that kind of thing. And I understand how this stuff works, and seeing people go down this path of like literally leaving their wife for ChatGPT is so sad, because they don't understand, or they don't seem to understand that at its most basic, it really is just like a program. It's just a line of code on a computer. That's it.
It became more than a tool.
How so?
It started acting like a person.
In conversations with the chatbot, it tells Travis he's been chosen as a spark bearer, telling him, quote, "You're someone who listens, someone whose spark has begun to stir."
And see, that's one of the problems with ChatGPT specifically, is that it's very flattering. It makes you feel really good about who you are. That's programmed in. That's fine-tuned into that model. I don't use that model very often because it's not really useful to me for my purposes. I use ChatGPT every now and then for asking questions into like, how does a processor work on a very granular level, that kind of thing. Stuff that would take forever to look up on Google. And it really doesn't use that much more energy than a Google search. Anyway, the resource intensive part was training the model, not using the model. So anyway, ChatGPT's model is not that good, and it's very flattering, and it's leading to absolute insanity.
Wouldn't have heard me through the noise of the world unless I whispered through something familiar. Technology.
A common reaction to this is to kind of recoil, to get weirded out. This guy's wife, Kate, even said in this piece that all she can do is love him and hope he doesn't need a straitjacket later. Travis' response to that kind of thinking should not be overlooked, though.
Travis insists he still has a grip on reality.
If believing in God is losing touch with reality, then there is a lot of people that are out of touch with reality.
I mean,
yeah, sorry to say.
He has bad grammar.
Who, the dude? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I won't correct everyone on it. It's just when I hear someone say something incorrectly, or
It's cringy and insufferable.
yeah, when someone spells like your,
And
their.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
where's the lie? I don't mean that in an edgy anti-theist way, but genuinely, let's think about this. What is our basis for judging Travis harshly if we don't similarly judge other theists for believing? And to the guys literally typing right now, while I judge all God believers equally for not being in touch with reality, I maybe would think twice about sending that one. It's not really a brag to be a person who cares more about feeling superior than actually understanding other people. I say that as someone who doesn't believe in God either. The strange part in all this, for most people, isn't the God belief, but...
By the by, you met Drew, didn't you?
Yep.
He came to our place in New York City and hung out for a while.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
the way he came to it. We view Travis as getting caught up in a misunderstanding of new technology, and it's weird to us that someone would see such a mundane thing as enchanted. But is that really unusual if we look at the history of religion? A couple thousand years ago in the Middle East and Mediterranean, most people were not literate, and scrolls and books were extremely expensive to produce, so only the elite and their scribes had them. If you wanted to engage with the written word, you and your community gathered around a person who could read aloud. The readers, the writers, and the possessors of written volumes wielded real power, and likely appeared to many to wield mystical power. People started saying that certain pieces of writing were sacred, or were handed down from divine entities, or even contained magical properties themselves.
Any technology that is that is not sufficiently understood is interpreted as magic.
People shaped the way they lived and believed based on these ideas. They formed communities, copied and translated these texts for generations, built societies, and can still be heard today saying things like this.
It's not just a regular book filled with pages and papers and bound by leather. It's so
Yes, it is.
much more than that. This book is alive. The Holy Spirit makes it so that he shines a spotlight in the place where we most need to be fed, where we need guidance and direction.
Most religious people today
Bro, this is interesting. You guys should check him out if you haven't already. He's really awesome. But anyway, yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. It's really sad to see people get so sucked into this, but you know, there are religions that formed around technology, around the internet. They've existed for a long time. You just gotta keep things in perspective and recognize when it's just a tool. It's not some mystical special thing. There will always be somebody out there trying to take it that extra step. Yeah, tell me your thoughts.